Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
I'm Jen.
The Airbnb is ready.
Finally.
And it is live for you to go book right now. So we're gonna get to showing you the Airbnb, but we first wanted to talk about why we did this in general.
Yep.
We've always had a dream, and it's been a big dream for us to have a farm that we could share with others. We are very private people in a sense. However, when it comes to like-minded people that want to learn about farming or have interest in farming or just have interest in it in any form or fashion, we want to try to enhance that out of them and show them how they can do it wherever they are. Not everything has to be 1,000 head of cattle, couple chickens, little garden, starting the process. And something about having the second house on our property is really going to open that door for us.
Well, we tossed around a lot of ideas when we first started talking about moving in general and buying land. Something that I've always had interest in, and my mom as well, was opening up like a campground type setting.
Yeah.
And that was really important for us to be near Appalachia as well, is to be able to open our doors in some sort of way, whether it be campground or Airbnb or, you know, just having people come in and learn about what we do was a huge goal of mine. Our number one goal here is to be self-sustainable, but it's also worth our while and everyone's while if we're able to share all of our knowledge and all of our joy and fun with other people and not just hold it into ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were searching this property, this house was actually kind of an issue and almost had us walk away from it because we didn't want someone living behind us permanently that we didn't know and didn't really have control over. However, it was part of the package. We kind of worked that out. And so this house became ours. And so that's how we even acquired this place. It is on our property. And it was really just kind of a blessing in disguise. We didn't know what that house was going to eventually do for us.
Yeah, we knew that we didn't want to rent it, like have long-term renters, but we knew that we wanted to share it in some way, if that was family or if that was going to be YouTube family or strangers. And now it's kind of going to be a mix of all of it.
Yeah, a mix of all of it. So the reason we landed on Airbnb, like she said, the main point is we wanted to share this with people that wanted a little bit of a farm experience. Also, another side income, right? Farming, like I've preached a million times, you can't solely rely on one thing to be your profit, like selling cattle at market. Like that can't be the only way you're making money. You have to have several revenue streams to really make a farm work. And so that's, one for here. Renters, like she said, it's really no longer ours. Like we're the money behind it if anything goes down. But we don't really get to enjoy it either. And I know that sounds silly, but it is something that we wanted to be able to do. So when it's not being rented for Airbnb, like we like coming up here. You have the best mountain views. It's quieter because it's way off the road. And it's something that we wanted to make sure that others got to enjoy, but we didn't lose too.
Right.
So Airbnb just really landed at the perfect thing for us to choose.
Yeah, and it took about 6 months. It was not an easy process and it was not a cheap process. So if it's something you're looking into doing, just be aware of that. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money. But in the end, I think it's going to be well worth it. Even if nobody comes, like he said, it's ours and it's beautiful and we love it. And it's hard when it's empty because we want it to be filled with love and joy and happiness. And that's you all. And we want to be able to share that and let you come up here and see why it's so beautiful and why we love it so much. And then be able to take that and share it with other people.
Yeah, so let's start getting into some of the nitty gritty details. If you're on the fence or thinking about that you want to rent this place, this is what you're going to see. Yeah. Okay, so we were sitting on our front porch with these awesome little rocking chairs that we found off Amazon. And just for the record, because I know a lot of people are going to ask, everything that you see was off Amazon or at a local store. If it was off Amazon, I'll link it down below. So we were sitting right here on the front porch, and then here's your view. So if you're sitting in the rocking chair, this is what you see. So we come over here, it's a little bit of the driveway, and then you come back this way, and then there's our farm. So there's the barn that everyone knows. There is 2 chickens and a turkey up here in your front yard, which you are going to need to expect. Our animals kind of do what they want. Most are not free range, but some decided they are going to be. But here it's okay because we're not on the road. So you're going to have animals that are going to be in your front yard. They're all very friendly and it's a great experience to have. You also have a mountain range here. And when you go over to the side yard, there's another big old mountain range over there. And out of curiosity, that is Pine Mountain Range that you're seeing right there, which this property is about 15 minutes from Pine Mountain State Resort Park, which is a great place for hiking trails. It's got an awesome lodge to eat dinner at, and it's just a beautiful place to be. So that's one of the attractions that you have from being here. Take us in, baby. Okay. So what's a cottage without the slam and scream door and a red welcome door? So when you go in, listen, everybody listen to it. I just took you back to grandma's house, didn't it? All right, if you walk in this way, it immediately takes you into the living room, which you all have seen before, but if you haven't, this is the furniture that we bought, that we got your area rug, TV. We also got a bunch of games that we've added up in here. So plenty of board games to kind of help with entertainment.
Couches are brand new, clean, and they are very, very comfortable. Our guests have told us that, so that's a promise. The TV is new. It's an awesome TV, and it has all the apps with the Fire Stick, so you can personally sign in to whatever apps you have that you pay for, and then be able to feel like you're right at home. Okay, so across from the living room is the kitchen, which will be stocked with all your basic things that you need. Anything you could expect if you go to an Airbnb. You've got utensils, you've got an island that you can prepare on, or just stand and look out the beautiful window and see the view. You've got your tea towels, knives, pot holders, all that good stuff. Brand new oven with skillets, cabinets that are stocked with pots and pans, mixing bowls, other cabinet with cups, plates, bowls, just all the pretty much essentials that you need if you want to cook while you're here, which is encouraged. You can do your dishes, you can make your coffee. Clorox will be provided as well, even though that's just there for us. You've got storage down there. And then over there, you've just got some pretty views that can be used if you want. If not, it doesn't matter. A beautiful kitchen table that'll fit 4 people.
So this table was about the hardest thing that we had to figure out, because we know people needed a place to sit to eat, but this is a small kitchen. So this little thing worked out perfect. It holds 4 people, 4 adults, just fine. We tried it all out to see how it worked, but it's a great place to do it. Put board games, card games, stuff that you may want to do. Because we realized we didn't have a spot for that. So this table was a huge piece to get.
Fridge and freezer are brand new that you can stock with whatever you want. Doesn't necessarily have to be beer and Coors Light. That was from our guest this past weekend. But you can stock it with food that you want to cook or that you just want to have while you're here. Like I said, we encourage you to cook. Make this your home. Yeah. Do what you would do if you were sitting at your house and you wanted a good home cooked meal.
That and we don't have a lot of local restaurants. I mean, we will go ahead and say that out. We have a good barbecue place. We have a couple good Mexican restaurants, and on the weekend there's a food truck that comes, who's actually a viewer of the channel, funny enough. They have some awesome Texas barbecue that they have, but a lot of it is you have to go outside. So if you're wanting some nicer restaurants, you're gonna have to look about a 20-minute drive. So since we're in the kitchen, what do we have around here? Sorry, I didn't know if you could jump in or not.
I was gonna say, on that note, we do have grocery stores. We have a Walmart that does not have much cold stuff. There are a few freezer things and milk, but yeah, there's no produce. You do have snacks, stuff like that. We have an IGA that's fully stocked, and we have a Save-A-Lot that's fully stocked. So while you're here, you know, if it's something you're looking into to go get your groceries before or when you get here, you can stock the cabinets in the fridge and be able to be comfortable the whole time you're here. Because like he said, there's not many choices. And that's okay. You know, we're 30 minutes from Middlesboro, which has restaurants and options. You could eat at Pine Mountain State Lodge. They have a wonderful lodge that has wonderful food. But just be aware of that in case you are looking for like DoorDash or any kind of delivery. It's not really going to happen here.
We have
so
a lot
just come prepared.
We have a lot of attractions that we'll get into, but you do have to remember you're coming to small town USA on a working farm, and we wanted a small town USA feel. So you got to keep that in your mindset. We have a population of 3,000 in our town, so we don't have a big demand for a lot of these more major stores that you might have in your town. But we promise there is plenty of fun for you to do. Okay, and then while we're in the kitchen, we do have a side door that goes out to a fire pit and a beautiful yard. So we will end up having a garden out there. So if you're coming probably in the spring or summer of next year, you'll get to see, you know, a little garden, because we want you to be able to have that for yourself and maybe pick out some tomatoes or green beans or cucumbers from the Airbnb's personal garden. And I did mention the fire pit out there, right? There is a fire pit. If you have camping chairs, probably recommend bringing you some. We will have some that we can provide. However, we know some people like to have their own. So you might want to bring a couple camping chairs to be able to sit out. All right, and we're going back to the living room. And before we leave, so this will have a few more little decorative items on it before you get here. However, we do have a guest book. So this is a Cumberland Gap journal that we got, which Cumberland Gap is another tourist place for you to look up. We'll try to link all the places that we talk about down below in the description of this video. But this book is going to be for you to write about your experience at the Airbnb and here at the Stivers Homestead.
And read about other people's experience.
And read about others, because we're going to leave it here for people to share. Obviously not a requirement, but highly recommended because we can't wait to see what people say about the place. Exiting the living room, we move into the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom in the middle. So we'll start with the spare. This is a queen size bed. It will fit, 2 adults very comfortably. You can throw a kid in the middle if you needed to. Nice little end table, and then a cool picture that we actually antiqued from Cumberland Gap that I had just mentioned about. And it's very pretty. There's a glare on it right now, but it's a very farm picture. Looks like it's probably back in the 1970s. It's just a really gorgeous picture that we found. And then here's your view. All windows lock, and we will have blinds on any of them that are missing. But you got a little backyard out here in the back. This does drop off, so you'll want to not go get into the woods on this side because there is a drop off over there. I promise you're not going to do it anyways because there's stickers and all kinds of things. You ain't going to make it far through that. Leaving the spare and going straight across to the master. This is the one that we've raved about quite a bit. You have your dresser, a little mirror above. This is a full-size bed. It does still fit 2 adults comfortably, but if you have a kid that wants to be thrown in there, it might get a little tight. We do have 2 red end tables and some lamps for lighting for you because we do have pull string lighting in each bedroom, but we wanted to provide some bedside lights as well.
And the bathroom is small, but it is what it is in this home. Unfortunately we couldn't build a new one, but you've got a nice vanity, nice mirror with a medicine cabinet, lights, toilet, all the storage you could need over the toilet for toilet paper, towels. Linens will be stocked, so the beds will have linens. There will be towels and washcloths provided, and yeah, so you don't have to bring all that extra stuff if you don't want to. We do have a nice tub and shower with a removable shower head, so that's nice. Non-slip mat, so just in case, because if you're anything like me, you need that. And it's just a nice bathroom, even though it's small.
Water pressure, is it any good? It's pretty good here. If y'all are anything like me, the shower is like a make or break for me in some places. Some places I can't stand, I won't want to go back if the shower makes me feel not clean afterwards. One thing that has been good here, which is literally just by luck, is we do have good water pressure, and you don't feel, it's not like that, I don't know how to describe it, but like that hotel shower, I can't stand it. I can't stand how I feel greasy out of it because I don't feel clean coming out. You won't have that here. Yeah. Okay, before we get talking about some more specifics, I did want to add that at this time, each entrance to this house does have 3 stairs. We do have handrails, but there are 3 stairs that are connected to each porch. Okay, before we get into what to do here, sorry, y'all are actually hanging on the door of the cabinet. Animals. So unfortunately because y'all know we love animals, we have farm animals all over this place, so we are very much animal lovers. We have to say no to animals at this place. It has nothing to do with the animals in this house and us having to worry of them doing anything here. It's strictly because this is a working farm, and your front yard will have our livestock guardian dog Dolly staring at you. Now, she is a loving, great dog. She will be kind to you, and she will not bark at you the whole time. She'll probably bark as soon as you pull up, but she'll get used to you. The problem is other animals. So livestock guardian dog's job is to protect their herd. So she's protecting the goats, the pig, the horse, and all the poultry that we have. So if there was a dog or cat or any kind of animals outside, she is not going to be cool with that, and it's going to be very loud, very much barking. And if it doesn't resolve, like if the dog or animal didn't go away, there is potential that Dolly would climb the fence to get the animal out of here, because that's what she's trying to do. So that is strictly the reason why we say no animals, unfortunately, because again, this is a working farm and we have to keep the peace there, and animals very much disturb that. Lastly, poultry does come up here. You're gonna have turkeys and chickens that are gonna be roaming around here. And even if you might have the sweetest dog in the world, if they've never been around a chicken, they're probably going to chase the chicken. And so just for the protection of all of our animals and your animals, we cannot allow pets here.
We also will provide basic things like toilet paper, the amount that you would need while you're here, dish soap, you know, trial size little stuff like that. But we do encourage you to bring your own and the stuff that makes you comfortable when you're at home, because we don't want you to get here and, you know, feel like you're missing all your normal stuff. So whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, bring it. There is no dishwasher. We do need to mention that. So it is hand washing dishes. I know that's inconvenient to some, but to others, you're like, yes, I love that.
Well, and you also got to remember again, farm experience, right? So most farms and these kind of lifestyles don't have dishwashers.
Yeah.
So you get to really fully enjoy it.
Yeah.
The last thing, kind of house rules here. We have 2 gates. They are manual gates. They are not coded gates, unfortunately. One day we'll get some coded gates. We do have a gate closed at 10 p.m. kind of rule. That has nothing to do with you being able to leave this place. You're more than welcome to come and go as you please, whenever you please. All we ask is once 10 o'clock hits and we do close the gates, is that you do close the gate behind you. The number 1 rule on a farm is you leave a gate how you found it. That's just, again, protection for you and for our animals. If the gates are open, we're susceptible to coyotes and different things wandering in the middle of the night, and that's nothing that we want around our farm animals. Now the house rules are out of the way.
Enough rules.
Yeah.
What are you going to do while you're here? Well, there are many, many options. And number 1, be with us. That will be fun. We have talked about that we won't be available 24/7. However, it'll be kind of a case-by-case thing, and we'll kind of figure it out. We'll ask you what your needs are, or what your wants are. You may not want anything to do with us, and that's fine too. But if you do, we will talk about that, and we'll figure out a rhythm and a pattern that works for all of us. But
I would say the best rule of thumb is treat it like we're neighbors. Like we live right beside each other. You'll know if I'm like rushing to do something for a meeting, I'm not going to sit and talk, and I'll make that, you know, we'll be friendly and know. However, if I'm doing chores and I see you out, I'll probably come up and say, hey, and we can have some time to chat kind of thing. So just treat it as if you're living beside your neighbor.
Yeah, and if you want nothing to do with us, just ignore us.
Yeah, we won't bother you either. Yeah.
We'll just be neighborly.
Yeah.
But other than that, there are so many things to do. We've got Cumberland Gap National Park, which is about 25 minutes from us, which you'll get to go through a really cool tunnel that takes you to West Virginia or Tennessee.
It's Virginia, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
Virginia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. There's a beautiful little coffee house to eat at. There's little antique shops.
It's Mayberry down there.
Yeah, Pine Mountain State Park is about 15 minutes from us. There's a lodge that you can eat at, or you can hike. You can go see Chain Rock. You can go downtown, walk around, see their little shops. Cumberland Falls is about 50 minutes from us. That's in the direction of west.
Yeah, it'll be west, out that way. So it is a beautiful, huge waterfall. It's very popular, very known. Like I said, we'll link all that down below. But it's an awesome spot to go visit.
Yeah, they've got horse riding, kayaking, tubing, all the fun stuff. And if it's wintertime, then you can still visit the falls and just kind of look around and hang out and find somewhere to eat and do some little shopping.
Yeah, and lastly, Barbourville itself. So the downtown of our town has a lot of stuff that goes on every weekend, all the time. They do, what's the hot rod thing?
Dirty South Trucks, I think is called.
I think so, but it's basically kind of like they cruise around and they park in our downtown area, and you can check out all of the hot rods, and that's every Saturday in the summertime. We also have a lot of yard sales that go on downtown. They basically shut off our little circle.
We have movie nights where they put up a big screen projector and you can sit and watch a movie with your family. They're all family-friendly movies.
And because those are kind of sporadic and not as scheduled, if you're coming, and we'll know those events that are happening that time within the area, we'll make sure that we have it listed here so you know that that's going on.
Yeah, we'll also have pamphlets for everything we've mentioned too. We'll lay it all out, and you can just kind of plan your trip and figure out what you want to do. But even if you don't want to do any of that, you can sit right on either one of these porches and you'll be entertained by the animals the whole time you're here, I promise.
It's always something, and it's always funny.
It's peaceful, it's relaxing, and it's just very cozy. Like we've mentioned a million times, it's a small home, but it's very cozy. And we feel at home here, and we hope you do too, and that's really the whole goal of all of this.
Yeah, and just finally, because I know a lot of people are asking about specific like farm tours, like more dedicated, more than just kind of chit-chatting. Those will be available, again, kind of case by case. It would be more in the evenings of the weekdays if we don't have anything going on, but the best chance will definitely be the weekends. if we don't have baseball or cheerleading and stuff like that going on as well. But we definitely will try to do that. That's going to be something that we're going to make sure that we do. We can walk around, we can talk about things. Lastly, you know, just we have electrical fence, so we don't want people wandering on their own too far around on that side of the property without us. Safety again. But overall, you're going to have an amazing time here. We're so happy to finally have it done, and we cannot wait to meet you. Yes. So the Airbnb link is all over the place. It's in the description. I'm going to pin it in the comment down below that links you over to here. All of the dates are still available out there. I think we've had a couple reservations on top of it. I'm proud. It really got us excited once we saw that first one come in. It's like, yay, it's happening. We get to meet people. So get your time booked. I think it goes all the way through August of next year that Airbnb allows you to get that reservation in. But power on. Yeah. All right, y'all, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below. And if you do reserve, save this video so you can kind of refer back to it and see what you're coming up to, because it'll be your best luck.
That's right. We love y'all.
Until the next one. Bye.